Yo, what's good, YouTube? I am coming at you guys today with a video. It's going to be sort of just a car yap sesh. I'm driving back from a work gig, and I just want to talk to you guys about sort of the results of the compounding effect and why consistency matters in life, and why it's going to matter in your fitness journey, why it's going to matter when it comes to your work, why it's going to matter when it comes to relationships, and pretty much how it kind of sets the pace for having a good life. And we can't live if we really can't be who we're supposed to be our full potential, if we're not being consistent in daily habits that are important. So, number one, let's talk about stacking wins. So when you stack wins, whether they be big or small, they compound. They compound, and what you'll end up seeing is that as a result of, going out, and let's say your win is you got up and drank your electrolytes. Okay, so you drink your electrolytes for one day, doesn't really matter. You might be more hydrated. And then, let's say you do it for 10 days. Body starts to feel a lot better, maybe 100 days. Okay, now you're, having the proper amount of sodium, potassium in your body. Life is good, you're feeling way better. Same thing with the gym. You're consistent at the gym for, 30 days. You might see some sort of progress. Then you're consistent for 90 days and you're like, oh shit, okay, I'm starting to really see stuff now. And then you're consistent for like 180 days, 6 months, and you're like, oh shit, I really see this now. This is crazy. And then your whole life starts to change just by stacking up the wins. So in everything in life, find a way to stack a win here and there and keep doing that over and over again. You're going to see progress. The next thing I want to talk about is routine. So why do we struggle as people, as humans, to get into a routine sometimes? Aren't we creatures of habit? Well, it depends if your goals are, if you're really pushing for your goals and you have some things in mind that you want to accomplish by the end of X time, maybe that be 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, who knows, even shorter goals like 3 to 6 months, then being able to find those things that create the effect of, getting those goals, that's where you really want to focus. So what is going to tick the needle forward on the actual goal that you want to achieve? Let's say you want to make $10,000 a month. Okay, I want to make $10K a month. What is going to be the best thing I can do for that in my line of work? Maybe it's a business, maybe you work a couple different jobs, so maybe for your business, let's say you run a candy company, we'll say a candy company. Well, if you go on and you sit there and research new candy templates, or maybe you're trying to figure out a new formula, but you already have a candy formula that you're selling that does work and it's effective, but you're just saying like, oh, just for fun, I want to get different, flavors or whatever it may be. Well, then you're probably wasting your time. Not that you couldn't be doing that, but if your only goal is to make $10,000 a month through that candy company, and you'll make money if you just sell the product, then you should be getting more product manufactured and then just selling the product, if that's your goal. Now, obviously, I don't have a candy company, but I'd imagine that having multiple flavors would be a good thing. And ideally, you'd want to have a good product mix, as with most things. But that's just an example of what's going to tick the needle versus what's kind of like busy work. When you're doing busy bullshit work, then you're not going to be moving toward your goal. It's kind of like in the YouTube space, it could be considered like responding to comments and responding to messages, Instagram DMs maybe. These kind of things are what will not generally tick the needle, unless of course your business is like fully through Instagram DMs. Then do that, because that's going to tick the needle. But you want to find the task that is the most valuable to achieving that goal. So then we want to stack wins. We want to move the needle. So how can we really do this effectively then? Because a lot of people struggle with this, and it kind of goes back to what I was saying, is like a routine is going to really matter. A routine is going to be really important. If you can establish a routine, then you're going to be able to start doing things regularly on a regular basis. You know, go to the gym at 4 p.m. maybe. Go to the gym at 10 a.m. Whenever it is, pick a time, go to the gym, you see results because you're consistent with it. If you eat the same foods to get lean, okay, I'm eating ground beef again today, I'm eating eggs again today, chicken today, maybe I'll throw in a little bit of turkey bacon if I can find that. You're eating the same foods over and over again, nothing fancy, none of these like TikTok pies or brownies or any of that random shit. It's not going to help. Waste your time. And a lot of the time it's just, it has a lot of, it will have sugar in it. It can fit the macros, but it could have a lot of sugar in it. So yeah, get into a routine. And if it's work, go and get the work done that you need to do in a timely manner. The other thing that I found really helps, you call this like point number 4, is block out your time, especially the night before. So recently this weekend, I had a lot of work to do. I had a big bug show. I went and did that, and we did pretty well. But a lot of that success comes from planning, and I meticulously plan and list out my whole day the night before, the very next day, and then I know exactly what I have to get done in order to meet the requirements for the next day going forward. I'm not sitting there in the morning spinning the wheels in my brain trying to figure out, okay, I got to do this. Oh, wait, maybe I need to do this. I don't really know. It's like, no, I have a priority list, and I follow the list, and I get it done. And that's how you have to move through work, and that's how you have to move in life if you want to have success. If you stumble around and don't have a plan, then you're never going to get from point A to point B effectively. Having a plan is one of the most important possible things you can do in any sort of journey, whether it be fitness, money, women. Have some sort of, even with women, you want to have a dating plan. You don't just want to be like, yeah, man, I'm just gonna like approach this random girl on the street and see what happens. It's like, bro, if she's not giving you some sort of choosing signal or like a subtle hint, I mean, there's no point to really even approach the chick. I've gone and straight up cold approach girls before, and sometimes you get their number, but usually it never really ends up in anything. Now, if you're smart, and this is off topic, but I'm just saying, like, if you're paying attention to these kind of things, then, if you go for the warmer signals, some sort of choosing signal, like even just a glance, or like they're looking at you, or they have good body language towards you, then yeah, it's fine to approach. But you have to be able to pick up on these things. And going back to the original point, have a plan. Just have a plan, and don't deviate from that plan if you know it's going to get you the desired result you want. And life really isn't complicated, guys. If you just do what you're really supposed to do what you know you're supposed to do to achieve the results you want, and you'll find that, one, you're going to eventually get that goal, and it actually probably will happen a lot faster than you might think it would have happened. I've set goals and blown them out of the water in a couple of months. I thought they would take over a year. So if you really stick to the plan and stick to the task, you can get things done fast. People can work way more effectively than we ever really can know. When you work like a 9-to-5 job, you kind of try and work like the least amount of effect. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's cringe, but you try and like be inefficient because you're stuck there getting hourly wage anyway. It doesn't matter. It's not your company. You don't give a shit. You're just trying to get through the day. And so you kind of slog through the tasks, and it's whatever. But when it comes to a business or some sort of self-improvement that you're doing, you want to be doing the most effective work possible, right? So that's why it's very important to take tasks and schedule and routine seriously. And that's why, like, the compounding effect, over and over doing the same thing that will make the progress, that's where you're going to have the best sort of successes in life, and you're going to be able to really feel like you're accomplishing something. You're going to feel a sense of like accomplishment and happiness doing the work. This is when the work's going to start to really feel good, is once you get into that routine, things are working, you can see the progress, you just got to keep going and grinding, and that's when you're going to see some real growth. So thank you guys for watching, and if you took anything out of this video, I guess I really just wanted to say this to anybody who might be getting kind of discouraged. Maybe they haven't seen very much progress recently. Maybe things haven't been going as well as they'd hope, but just hang in there and keep doing what you know is going to work. If it's, if that's the formula, then just stay with it, because in the long run, the people that are consistent are the ones who are going to win, and the people who fall off are the ones that did literally that. They fell off and they never were able to accomplish what they were capable of. So thank you guys for watching. If you want the mentality help with this kind of stuff, or you want to be coached in maybe fitness or some aspect of self-improvement, then click the link in the bio and we'll see if we can, see if you're a good fit to work with me. It's a free call. Couldn't hurt, right? But appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.